Okay, so here is my newly acquired Walker Turner drill press. It's a floor model. I picked it up yesterday for less than $100. It runs. It's in pretty good shape. A couple dents and dings and stuff here and there, but not too bad. It's a little bit of rust. The bearings sound good. I ran it yesterday. Didn't sound too bad at all. It is it's a model 1216-42, serial number, this is really cool, serial number 25. I believe it's from the early 50s or late 40s, I forget, I looked it up last night. There's a very specific year that they started making the 1216-42s, and being that it's serial number 25, my guess is that it was made that very first year. It has the original the original motor on it. It's a Kingston Conley AC motor, 110-220, half horse. It's a 118C frame. RPMs are 1725. And I'm going to take that apart and see if I can clean it up also. There's the DDP 500. Not sure what that's for, or what that signifies. I'll have to look. It's got a single drill table on it, plus the slots in the bottom to attach something else if you want to. And there's three holes for leveling. To level it if you wanted to. And then there's also this collar right here, which I think is just a stop, so that if you happen to lose the table while you're adjusting it, it doesn't hit the ground. Pretty sure that's what that's for. But I'm gonna try to disassemble it. I don't have much of a shop. This is my porch. This is New Jersey in February. It's New Year's Eve in 2017, and right now it's 14 degrees. And this is how I get into my basement. There's an old coal chute under here, and my house is from 1863, so it's pretty old. The basement is going to be just tall enough for that drill press. There's not a whole lot of room. I don't really have a shop per se, just a basement with a workbench. So that's where I'm going to do the majority of my work. But I pull that little section out, and there's a door under there. There's some fieldstone steps that go down. I'll get it in that way. But I'd rather take it apart and take it down in pieces if I can. So I've sprayed some PB Blaster in there. I have to take apart. I don't know if you can focus there. Right there. There's 1, 2. There's one there. 3, 4 square nuts on some slotted screws. I can also. I'm gonna try to loosen that up if it'll go. Then hopefully the tension will come in off of these, off of the belt between the pulleys, and then I can just unscrew these 4 nuts off of the screws, and then hopefully just take the motor out. Once that's done, I'll see how loose the head is and see if the head will come off the column fairly easily, and that will make it a lot easier to get into my basement. But overall, I mean, it's it's nice. It's got a chuck on it. I tried looking it up last night. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have a Morse taper. I'm pretty sure it's a Jacobs chuck on that. I have to double check and tear into it. This is the first machine restoration that I'll be doing. But I'm excited for it, and it'll be interesting to see what happens and how it turns out. And little side note here, That's my American flag. The light's always on out here at night, and I've had that flag up since 9/11. That's been on the house since right after the attacks of the World Trade Center. So that's my 9/11 flag. Okay. Anyway, we'll see how this goes. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but it is about 13 degrees. Lost a couple degrees. Still working on getting this off. I've been soaking it in penetrating fluid for quite a while. Some PB Blaster seemed to have done the trick. I was able to get the 4 bolts off. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 slots for height adjustment. Here's the 4 sets of bolts and nuts. Some sort of a slot head, button head kind of a bolt there. Not sure if that's original or what, but they all look to be the same. Except this one's nice and shiny. Maybe it was replaced. And square nuts with some washers. I used a 12-point socket to hold down on those. Well, I cranked on them with a screwdriver after soaking for a while. Here's a little trick. I swung the drill table up and over, got it underneath the motor, just kind of set the motor down onto it, then swung it over to the side. I probably should have disconnected the wiring first, but I didn't think about it. So that's what I'm going to do now. Disconnect the wiring, get the motor inside, then see what it's going to take to get the whole head off and in as a second piece. That's it for now. So I'm going to try and document this as best I can. I have green to black, or kind of green to green maybe. I have black to black. I have white to fiber black and red, or cloth black and red. And then I have white to fiber black and red, or cloth black and red. So that's what we got going on. Get a good look at it there. White to cloth black and red. White to cloth black and red. Kind of a black to green. And power coming in off the plug going straight to black. I can't see it. Okay, so what I decided to do was, rather than trying to take this apart out here in the cold and figure out exactly what's what and how it's all paired up, I just followed this back inside here. It goes in through there. Took this screw out right here. I'll show you that screw. It's another button head. Another button head flathead screw. It was right there. Took that out. Took the switch off, which isn't the right switch anyway. But I popped that switch out. I'm just going to pull that switch wire out and just leave everything intact until I get it inside, warmed up, and figure out what's going on. Okay, so the motor's off. I was able to pull that wire out. Again, that wire kind of ran up underneath this open belt cover. Let's see if I can show you. Right there, come on, right there. Right there underneath the pulley, there's a groove, and the wire ran right into that groove and into that switch box. And what's interesting is, in that switch box, at the back of it, kind of stuck up in this quill, was this piece of oily paper. I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe a wrapping on the old switch. I don't know. We'll take a look though. But there's the quill and the spindle in there going up and down.